Hello and welcome to my presentation looking at the development over time of distance and online education. So it starts in the early 18th century. Distance learning can be traced back as early as then. In the late 1800s, distance education became common primarily through correspondence courses and the use of parcel post. In the early 20th century, we have radio. It was used as a medium for delivering educational content to students who were geographically separated from educational institutions. In the early 20th century, we have radio. In the mid 20th century, we have television, became a significant medium for distance education, allowing for the broadcast of educational programs and courses to a wider audience. Think PBS. In the late 1990s, we have the development of online education. The rapid growth of distance education began with online tech. Internet and computers became the primary delivery for distance learning. In the 2000s, specifically looking at 2007, 18.2 million students were enrolled in higher education. 3.9 million of those students were enrolled in at least one online course. 2010, the number of higher education students rose to 21 million, with 6.1 million enrolled in online courses. So that's an increase of about 8% over 3 years. And then 2012, the growth rate of online education leveled, but 6.7 million of those students were enrolled in online courses. So an additional increase of about 3%. And 69% of academic leaders indicated that long time learning was critical to their long term strategy. Overall, all of these milestones highlight how advancements in distance education have progressed over time, from its early evolution of the parcel post to these more sophisticated online learning platforms today. So, I think distance and online education is the future for us. First is because it offers a lot of accessibility and reaching students who might not have access to traditional educational institutions, and breaking down the barriers and making education truly global. We While online learning offers incredible opportunities, we need to look at the fact that the digital divide is ever so present, and we need to ensure that all students have equal access to what they need in order to learn. Next is it really enhances the learning experience through technology. We have the integration of AI and VR in education, and these really can provide personalized and immersive learning experiences that we previously thought weren't possible. The concern in that is that we need to ensure that people are properly trained in this. Third is that it really offers a lot of flexibility to learn at your own pace as and on your own schedule. It allows for a personalized approach to education and can cater to individual learning styles. The concern in that is it requires a lot of self motivation and discipline from students. And lastly, is sustainability and environmental impact. Online education is sustainable. It reduces the need for physical infrastructure and commuting, and contributes to less cars on the road, lower carbon footprint, and benefiting the environment. And while it is more sustainable in many ways, we must consider that um, the digital infrastructure and that impact, and working towards reducing electronic waste. While researching different organizations, I decided to focus on the Online Learning Consortium. The mission of the OLC is to empower educators, institutions, and organizations to transform education through digital learning through things like the quality of education, advancing practices, providing PD, professional development, resources, collaboration, and looking to advocate for those policies that support online learning and innovation in education. The vision looks at encompassing a future where high quality digital learning is accessible, it's effective, and it's innovative. This includes accessible education, effective learning practices, innovative practices, professional development, collaborative community, advocacy, and policy. By embracing these principles, the OLC aims to be a global leader in advancing the quality and impact of online education across diverse educational settings and contexts. So there are many activities and it's a huge range of activities to support um, teaching and learning in virtual environments through the OLC. And so, a couple of things that they offer are discussion forums. Think like we use Moodle, Canvas, Blackboard for discussions, virtual classrooms. Think like Zoom, Google Meets, collaborative document editing. Think your Google Docs. Online quizzes and assessments. Think your Google Forms, quizzes, Quizlet, anything that has the option for automated grading and feedback. Next is interactive multimedia content. Think of video simulations, peer review and feedback. Some OLCs include these features for peer review where students can review and provide feedback on each other's work, which creates a more collaborative learning environment. Next is blogs and journals. Students can be more reflective in this learning, share insights, and engage in discussions around course topics. Next is online assignments. So, on these LMSs like Google Classroom, you can facilitate submission of online assignments and projects, which gives the students one location to submit it, but also the educator has all of those assignments in one place. I did this most recently with opinion writing so that I can grade all of the papers in one place. Next is virtual office hours. Many OLCs integrate tools for this, allowing instructors to schedule, like a lot of professors will do at university, to have one on one or small group meetings. And last is social learning spaces. Some OLCs will incorporate things like discussion boards, chat rooms, and social media integrations to have informal meetings and interactions to build community. The idea behind all these activities is that they can be customized and combined to create engaging and effective online learning experiences. So the OLCs offers a incredible wealth of resources to support teaching and learning in virtual environments. First includes learning management systems. So the most popular one that I'm most familiar with my students is Google Classroom. It offers me the ability to post assignments, to make non-virtual assignments virtual so that students that are sick long term or on vacation can still access the material. It also offers interactive content like video simulations to engage students and enhance the learning process. Collaborative tools like Google Docs, Canva, Microsoft Teams facilitate collaborations between students and their instructors. Also, assessment feedback. Obviously, you have the option for automated grading rubrics feedback, and ways to track student progress. Next is communications and engagement. Announcements, messaging, discussion forums facilitate interactions between peers and students with their teachers. PD also offers faculty development, training on how to use the platform effectively, and strategies also for student engagement and success. Another term you've already heard is accessibility and ensuring inclusivity, accommodating diverse needs, and adhering to the web content accessibility guidelines. Next is library and content, digital libraries, open educational resources, also known as OER, ebooks, databases, that has curated content relevant to a variety of subjects and disciplines. Next is the support and help desk portion, which has technical support, user guides, tutorials, FAQs, where you can seek out assistance, troubleshooting, and best practices. Last is data analytics. Tools for reporting, dashboards provide insights to student engagement, participation, and learning outcomes. All of these are geared towards student success, fostering a sense of community and collaboration amongst learners. Now, this was an interesting piece. While I was researching what my state had to offer for distance learning, I came across this group called the Connecticut Distance Learning Consortium. And the information that I was able to find was that the Board for State Academic Awards founded this organization back in 1996. And it actually shut down in 2018 due to lack of profitability and people signing up for it, which is ironic, being that 2 years later we were in a pandemic where this type of consortium could have been extremely beneficial. Their mission was to provide high quality online education opportunities and resources to Connecticut residents. They would offer online courses and programs through specific institutions. It would facilitate collaboration amongst those institutions and enhance their learning experience. It also would provide professional development, just like you were hearing with the OLC. This organization had the same mission and vision. It was open to Connecticut-based colleges, universities, and K through 12 schools. Their focus was to ensure accessibility and equity in online education, supporting professional growth and development for educators. The information I was able to find, like I said, is that it actually closed down in 2018, and I wasn't able to find additional information in my researches to determine if it's been reopened, if there is another organization in its place. But in the meantime, if I were to recommend something to my fellow teachers, I would tell them to go to the open educational resources and look there for other provided organizations. You know, like the OLC is great and has a plethora of resources that educators could definitely benefit from. First off, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. And I believe that online education is really at the forefront of what we need to prepare for, and making sure that it's diverse and equitable for everyone, and making sure that these accessibility issues and these needs are being met. And that I'm curious to know whether or not Connecticut has considered reopening the Distance Learning Consortium, or if it's been reopened in a different way. Thank you, God, for listening.